Welcome to my channel. There is a long-standing dispute in the state of Andhra Pradesh regarding who added YS Rajashekar Reddy's name in the FIR. This is a long-standing dispute between YSRCP and the Congress party since 2012 when YSR name was added in the FIR. So this debate is going on between Congress and YSRCP, and of course TDP, the main rival of both the parties like YSRCP and the Congress both. So this problem is going on, but fundamentally there are three versions. The version 1 is YSRCP version, version 2 Congress version, and version 3 CBI version. There are three versions regarding who added the name of YSR in the FIR. YSRCP allegation is that Congress party used CBI to add or to include the name of YSR in the FIR. This is actually YSR Congress is alleging that. What they are arguing is Central Bureau of Investigation under the guidance of the UPA government in 2012, and the CBI included the name of YSR in the FIR. This is the main allegation of YS Jagannath Reddy is that during his father's tenure, he did quid pro quo. So during his father's tenure, in the sense, then without mentioning the name of father, and there is no point of talking about the case about the son because his father is the chief minister. YSRCP alleges that it is the CBI who has included the name of YSR, and it is Congress behind it. This is the allegation of the YSR Congress party. The counterclaim is that CBI included YSR name in the FIR under the directions given by the Andhra Pradesh High Court. Why did Andhra Pradesh High Court directed them to include YSR name? Here the fundamental question. That is the counter argument. Two writ petitions were filed for his inclusion. So based on the writ petitions and the arguments, the High Court directed the CBI to include. So here there is no involvement of Congress, and at any cost there is no involvement of Congress in including YSR name into the FIR, because it is two petitioners who filed. One is Telugu Desam petitioner and the other one is Shankar Rao, a Congress MLA who is quite inter-party rival of YS Rajashekar. It is a personal rivalry. Shankar Rao had personal rivalry, not on behalf of Congress he filed the court, because he is a personal rival of YS Rajashekar Reddy when he was alive. So based on his personal vendetta, personal grudge, he went to the court to defame Rajashekar Reddy. It is not the Congress. To give, there's a clarification coming from the other side. Second version is from the Congress. YSR name added by YS Jagan. The YS Sharmila, she had two versions. A version before joining Congress and the version after joining the Congress. YS Sharmila argued that it is the Congress who added the YSR name in the FIR to tarnish his image. That is the argument she has done before joining the Congress. And after joining the Congress, her version changed. And she tried to say that it is YS Jagannath Reddy who argued in the court to include YSR's name in the FIR. So this is the Sharmila's argument. What Sharmila's claimed that Jagannath Reddy orchestrated petitions by his counsel, his lawyers, Pannavalli Sudhakar Reddy, CBI, High Court and Supreme Court petitions to include YSR name. That's the allegation she is doing. Jagannath Reddy himself will ask Pannavalli Sudhakar Reddy to include YSR name. She means to say that it is Jagan's lawyers to get bail for Jagannath Reddy. They argued in the court that it is a family conspiracy case. Then why do you arrest only one Jagannath Reddy? The father is already not there. So in that case, so grant him the bail. To get the bail, they used it as not an individual decision. It is a family decision. And all these businesses and buying and investments and everything is by a family decision, not a Jagannath Reddy decision, not a decision by an individual. That's they argued in the court to get the bail. This is allegation made by Sharmila post joining in a Congress party. Okay, Pannavalli Sudhakar Reddy, he kept a press meet. He rejected that claim, and he said the petitions were filed by Congress MLA Shankar Rao and TDP K. Yaram Naidu in 2011 that led to CBI inclusion. The arguments, one thing is very clear, that both the arguments confirm one thing. It's a Jagan's argument, a Sharmila argument. The fact, both are talking about the fact. The fact is that two people, Shankar Rao and TDP Yaram Naidu, these both went to court for the inclusion of YSR name. The Congress did not intend to, or they did include the name of YSR in the FIR. So that means the Congress doesn't have any plan of including, because they have great respect for YSR. So they don't want to tarnish the image of YSR. So they did not go, so they did not use YSR name at all in the FIR. Only want to save the party by controlling Jagannath Reddy. So they filed cases on Jagannath Reddy, but they didn't have any intention of YSR anyway. Jagan's argument, they used the CBI, but the fundamental fact is it is the High Court who directed the CBI to include. It is Pannavalli Sudhakar Reddy who kept the press meet, and he confirmed that Sharmila alleged that Pannavalli Sudhakar Reddy filed a case to include YSR name, and he kept the press meet. He said, I am not the one who filed the petition. It is the petitions filed by Yaram Naidu of Telugu Desam and Shankar Rao of Congress. So in both the arguments, one thing is clear, that it is Yaram Naidu and Congress MLA Shankar Rao who filed petitions in the High Court to include YSR name, and even then the court directed them to include the YSR name. Now court also made very balanced statement that YSR is the main conspirator. The person who already died cannot be investigated. The investigation must be from all the angles. If Jagan Mohan Reddy did quid pro quo during YSR regime, then YSR angle also must be thoroughly investigated. So keeping in that view, they said include his name in the FIR to investigate in Chief Minister's angle also. And this was argued by Erranaidu of Telugu Desam and Shankar Rao of Congress. Now let's coming to who are these two and why they went to the court. Let's see about these two. And the conclusion is that the name of YSR was included in the FIR. It is not by the Congress and it is not by the Jagan even. It is by TDP, their rivalry, plus inter-party personal enemy of YSR, Shankar Rao. I mean, why Erranaidu filed a petition to include YSR name? We don't need much introduction. We need not to talk more about that because their TDP is opponent of YSR party and TDP of opponent of YS Rajashekar Reddy and even Congress their opponents. Obviously, the opponents, so to gain the political advantage, they try to defame YS Rajashekar Reddy and then file a court and Erranaidu filed a petition in the court. So there's need not to talk much about that. Shankar Rao used to be the textile minister in 2004 to 2009 in YSR government. And Shankar Rao used to publicly criticize the domination of YS Rajashekar Reddy. The main criticism Shankar Rao used to do is that Rajashekar Reddy is from Rayalaseema and he's from Coastal Andhra. Shankar Rao is from Coastal Andhra and he used to publicly criticize the domination of YS Rajashekar Reddy and the personal grudge within the Congress they both had. Personal grudges generally comes out of any property issues or maybe killing one another, beating one another. They don't have that personal issues. The Shankar Rao and Rajashekar Reddy is more political rivalry. Political rivalry in the sense within the Congress party they had rivals. Rajashekar Reddy used to make decisions which Shankar Rao used to say that it is humiliation to him. He is not cared about when making the decision. When he was the textile minister, he released that Rajashekar Reddy Garu did not inform me when making such decisions and it was humiliation to me. And that he had the personal grudge of Shankar Rao has the personal grudge on Rajashekar Reddy Garu. He also used to publicly come and say that Rajashekar Reddy did not consult me. So that personal conflict is there between Shankar Rao and Rajashekar Reddy Garu. And remember, they both are rivals when Rajashekar Reddy both are in the Congress. So then you cannot say that Shankar Rao was led by Congress. When Shankar Rao was fighting with YSR was the chief minister of Congress party. So this internal rivalry within the party, they had personal grudge. It's not orchestrated by the Congress party. They had personal grudge. Shankar Rao had the personal grudge and YS Rajashekar Reddy Garu, political personal grudge. They both had. In 1970s, Shankar Rao publicly alleged that he was marginalized by YS Rajashekar Reddy Garu. By the major allegations made by Shankar Rao is, and he said the first factional divide he talked about. He says the Andhra Congress plagued by Reddy Kamma caste rivalries and regional rivalry. And Shankar Rao used to say that Rayalaseema person dominating coastal Andhra. That's the main allegation publicly made Shankar Rao. When Rajashekar Reddy was alive, when he was the chief minister, public spat taken place when Rajashekar Reddy was the chief minister. Shankar Rao openly criticized YSR leadership style. YSR ignored senior leaders. All this the personal rivalry took place when YSR was alive, not that after death. So when he was alive, both have personal grudges. After YSR death, he got an opportunity to defame YSR and on personal grudges he defamed YSR. Simple, right? It's a personal grudge. Congress has nothing to do with that. So that's why I said the underlying statement is neither Jagan is responsible for inclusion of YSR nor Congress is responsible for inclusion of YSR in the FIR. The reason is TDP Erranaidu Garu and his YSR's personal enemy Shankar Rao. That's it. In 2004-2008, Shankar Rao was the textile minister in YS Rajashekar Reddy cabinet. Shankar Rao felt he was marginalized and he was sidelined by YSR. So that's where the first rivalry took place between these two leaders. Before election of 2009, Shankar Rao rebelled against YSR during ticket distribution. He said East Godavari candidates were announced without his consultation. He said, who is Rajashekar Reddy, Rayalaseema leader, to announce our district leaders without consulting me? Then YSR temporarily pacified Shankar Rao because he wants to win the election, so he temporarily pacified him, he met him, and that conflict is there. And this man, after death of YSR, Jagan started a party, and Shankar Rao became the deep critic of YS Jagan because he hates his father and obviously hates his son. And he became a deep critic of YSR, YS Jagan also. Then the Shankar Rao joined with Erranaidu, a personal rivalry of YS Jagan family man, joined with TDP, and they both went to the court to include YSR name in the FIR. Here, where is involvement of Congress here, and where is involvement of Jagan here? They both did not involve. It is the rivals of YSR who went to the court and court directed CBI to include the name. Simple, as simple as that. Okay. It is only the Shankar Rao who talked publicly that YSR is a corrupted leader. In the entire, if you see all the Congress leaders, entire India, there's only one man who publicly said that after death of YSR, he said YSR is the most corrupted leader. It is Shankar Rao who said. And no Congress leader said. It is Shankar Rao who said because it's a personal grudge. So purely it is personal grudge that Shankar Rao went and court and who defamed YSR. So these two people are politically splitting on one another. Congress is splitting on Jagan that it is you for the bail included the name of YSR. That is false. And YSCP is spitting on Congress saying that it is you who included the name. That is also false. Neither YSRCP nor Congress is the reason for inclusion of YSR in the spell. It is Telugu Desam in Narra Naidu and Shankar Rao who went to the court for the inclusion, and the court ordered, so CBI included. Simple as that. That's a fundamental underline of this. Jagan Mohan Reddy used it as a family conspiracy to get the bail. Used a word to get bail. He argued, Jagan argued in the court as a family involvement. That is also false. Here we must talk about CBI role. Then what the CBI justified the inclusion of YSR in the FIR to go with thorough investigation in the case. The CBI did not ask for inclusion of the name of YSR in the FIR. Case is about the quid pro quo under YSR government. And without investigating the case of YSR, and it is difficult for them to investigate YS Jagan Mohan Reddy's involvement, and they justified that ultimately the court ordered and given the CBI. The CBI cannot investigate without hurting YSR, and the CBI cannot hurt the YS Jagan. Because the allegation is that under YSR he did the quid pro quo. So if that is the case, without touching YSR, CBI can't investigate YS Jagan. So then in that case, for the feasibility of the thorough investigation, the CBI justified the argument of Shankar Rao and Narra Naidu, and the court has given order, and then CBI included in the name of in the FIR. And otherwise, before court order, even CBI did not mention YSR name in the FIR. Okay. And the petitioners argued in the court that there should be comprehensive investigation and thorough investigation by CBI. The CBI is only interrogating or investigating YS Jagan case, but CBI is not talking about YSR's involvement. And we must ask CBI to investigate thorough investigation and comprehensive investigation in the case, including YSR. That is the petitioners filed in the court. Then court did give direction to include YSR name in the FIR. Both the parties are spitting on one another that it is Congress who has done it. That's absolutely false. The Congress is not the reason for YSR name in the included. And the Congress is Jagan is the reason. These are absolutely false. Jagan is not the reason to be included in the case. It is the YSR rivalry, Shankar Rao, a personal rival of Shankar Rao and opponent of Telugu Desam party. So both are the reason for his inclusion. YS Jagan Mohan Reddy was granted bail not because he argued that his involvement of family. He got the bail because the petitioners argued in the court that the investigation is over. The CBI completed investigation. Jagan Mohan Reddy was temporarily restricted in the jail, saying that during investigation he will influence the witnesses. That is the main allegation, to keep him under custody. So once investigation is over, then there's no point in keeping him inside. That is the argument made by the Jagan's lawyers. That's point one. Point two, without conviction, you cannot keep a person a long time in the jail, because already 16 months he was in the jail, and that is too long time without conviction. That's another point they argued. So based on these arguments, Jagan got the bail, not because he argued that CP and Congress are spitting on one another just for political advantage. Just coming to the point, if both the Sharmila and Jagan both must answer these two questions. I'm first of all asking YS Jagan Mohan Reddy garu, if he has so much of hatredness on those people who kept cases on him, and instead of defaming YS Congress, defaming Congress party, who was the chief minister when Jagan Mohan Reddy was arrested? It is Kiran Kumar Reddy who was arrested Jagan Mohan Reddy. Kiran Kumar Reddy was the chief minister when Jagan was arrested. Jagan was arrested. Now the Kiran Kumar Reddy is contested candidate for Bharatiya Janata Party in Andhra Pradesh. Now he joined in Bharatiya Janata Party. The person who arrested Jagan Mohan Reddy as the chief minister, he is a BJP candidate from BJP candidate. But obviously Jagan Mohan Reddy is supporting BJP, and he is supporting to the party who arrested him. What answer Jagan Mohan Reddy will give on this? They had a doubt on the killing conspiracy of YS Rajashekar Reddy, masterminded by Reliance. That was allegation, and they burnt even some trains in Andhra Pradesh. But remember, Jagan Mohan Reddy has made a Reliance candidate as Rajya Sabha. He talks about. Then what answer YSRCP gives on this? It is Bharatiya Janata Party who alleged YSR is most corruptive. It is Bharatiya Janata Party who alleged YSR was a Christian convert. Why? It is Bharatiya Janata Party who alleged Rajashekar Reddy is a Christian terrorist. Bharatiya Janata Party who alleged Rajashekar Reddy did religious conversions. But Jagan Mohan Reddy is supporting Bharatiya Janata Party. Then what answer Jagan sir will give answer on this? It is Bharatiya Janata Party who is trolling online even now that Jagan is a Christian Reddy, Yesu Reddy, and all these things. It is BJP who is alleging Jagan. But Jagan continuously, even being abused by them, and then he is continuously supporting them. And then what answer Jagan gives on this? The same like other side, Sharmila garu. And the Sharmila garu keeps saying that Jagan Reddy supported to RSS, Jagan Reddy supported to BJP. She is talking. It's an allegation that she is in touch with TDP. She is in touch with TDP. It is the TDP Narra Naidu who filed a case in Supreme Court and High Court to include YSR name in the. It is TDP who orchestrated these cases against Jagan Mohan Reddy. It is TDP who orchestrated the corruption of YSR, because they're obviously opponents. Both are opponents. Both may be friends, but political opponents. They may not have personal grudges. Political opponents. Even Shankar Rao and YSR also doesn't have personal grudges. They both are political opponents. Within the party, a political rivalry. These are the facts. So don't spit on one another. For political gains, don't spit on one another. I wish already the secular parties are weakened in Andhra Pradesh. The dominant YSRCP also one of the reasons that it is they who keep supporting these communal aliens for a long time. For the last 15 years, they're supporting communal aliens. Carefully understand the government of YS Jagan Mohan Reddy. You can find the ideology of NDA. He is immersed with the NDA. I hope he will change. I hope That doesn't help him, and that doesn't help even people like us also, the minorities and SC, ST, BC minorities. I wish Jagan will change in the days ahead, and Sharmila also will change in the head. And I wish all the secular parties should become one instead of spitting on one another. That's what I say. Thank you. Namaskar.